A do-or-die matchup in the Western Conference as the Seattle Mist battle the Austin Acoustic. Next.
Nothing like a strong woman that takes what you want. That's powerful.
We make history when you step on that football field.
Now's the time to release that anger, that pain on them.
Do you believe in miracles?
They don't deserve no mercy. Them getting put down or they get laid down.
The most successful people in life have failed. We have failed. Everything we've ever asked for is right in front of us right now. So let's get it.
LFL Football Night has arrived to Austin, Texas. Welcome inside the broadcast booth of LFL Football Night. A game tonight that could determine the fate of the Austin Acoustic and the Seattle Mist as it relates to the Western Conference Championship. Let's first talk about the Austin Acoustic, folks. They are one of the hottest teams in the LFL, having won their 2 previous games. And they're doing it behind a high-octane offense led by Tashay Winfrey and a defense that is vastly improved. Let's not forget, this time last year, this same team was 0-4. With a win tonight, they could clinch the Western Conference title. Now for the Seattle Mist, they are 0-2, but a very scary 0-2. Why do I say that? They had the Nashville Knights against the ropes late into the 4th quarter and nearly upset the Atlanta Steam on the road. Now I welcome in my broadcast partner, Bobby Huco. Bobby, as I talked about it earlier, these are a pair of teams that nobody wants to see in the postseason.
I love what both coaches have done with both these franchises, especially like what Eric Bellamy has done up in Seattle. He's got that team on an upward trajectory right now, and their quarterback, Michelle Angel, despite being 0-2, I really think she's having a league MVP type season. And the running back, Jasmine Carter, she's moved up to become one of the top pass receiving running backs in the league. I like her competitive fire.
Yeah, I don't think the issue on Seattle is on offense. It's on the defensive side of the ball. They lack the experience. They lack the studs they've had before. And they're going to be tested tonight. As I mentioned, that Austin offense is no joke, led by Tashay Winfrey, and a team that on the defensive side of the ball has improved every game this season. In fact, let's take a closer look at the Western Conference potential champions tonight. And for that closer look, we introduce you to the newest broadcast member of this team, Ms. Heidi Golznick.
Thank you, Mitch and Bobby. Excited to be joining the LFL Football Night broadcast team. I had the opportunity to visit with a few of the original members of the Austin Acoustic to talk about the team's turnaround. Specifically, quarterback Tashay Winfrey, receiver Michelle Marshall, and center Steph McCormick, all of whom were very praising of the job head coach Mike Oliveira has done. Most of all, I could sense the excitement and anticipation each of these original team members had, thinking back to the team's inaugural season, to last season's winless team, and now a team that can clinch the Western Conference with a win over Seattle. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Heidi, and welcome to the broadcast team. Truly an exciting night for all. Can the Austin Acoustic clinch the Western Conference? Or will Michelle Angel and the Seattle Mist take their first step toward the playoffs? Next. Back to LFL Football Night here in Austin, Texas, where the Acoustic will host the Seattle Mist. Before we get underway, we go down to the field with Heidi Golznick.
Thanks, Mitch. I'm here with 2 team captains and a pair of perhaps the most exciting quarterbacks in the LFL. Michelle Angel of the Seattle Mist and Tashay Winfrey of Austin. First, Michelle, this Seattle Mist team has played competitive football against a couple of the better teams in the league. Tell me, what is it going to take to actually take that next step and get your first win of the season tonight?
We just got to come out and set the tone. We always manage to come back in the games, but that's not what it's about. If we would have set the tone in both those games, we would have came out with a W, so that's what we're going to do tonight.
All right, setting the tone with the Seattle Mist. Thank you. And now, Tashay Winfrey, an exciting night for the Austin Acoustic. Going from a winless team last season to now at the doorstep of a Western Conference title tonight with a win. Tell me, how excited are you about this opportunity tonight?
Oh, it's very, very exciting. We've been waiting for this moment since the first year, you know? So now that we're getting an opportunity to do it, it's time to actually execute and make it happen.
All right, they're going to execute and make it happen. Thank you so much. Have a great game.
This is going to be fun tonight. Two of the best gunslingers in the LFL. I'm looking forward to this tonight.
Well, we met with the hometown quarterback, Shea Winfrey, to talk about what's on the line.
It's just that it's about time moment, you know, because like I said, we've always had the talent. You know, we have the coaching second year, but we're winning now. So this will mean the most to us because not only did we go from 0-4 to winning, we'll be winning the conference. So this is actually something really big, and I'm glad that we're able to actually do it right now, and our fans are allowed to actually see it, so it means a great amount to me.
Shea Winfrey has all the talent in the world. She thinks she's going to win it all this year.
Austin electing to keep it on the ground for the first play. The carry by Kendria Robinson as we meet their starters.
Lauren J., tight end.
Steph McCormick, center.
Aubrey Williams, tight end. Cassandra Bills, wide receiver.
Leilani Lopez, wide receiver.
Kendria Robinson, the running back.
Shea Winfrey, quarterback.
Looking forward to seeing Winfrey throw to two of the top wide receivers in the league, Leilani Lopez and Cassandra Bills.
A lot of talk about Rachel Washington on the ground and Lopez through the air, rightfully so, but early on at least, Kendria Robinson is taking on the load.
Kendria Robinson, she plays with all kind of passion. It's a screen right up the middle. Watch this speed. She gets out of Michelle Angel, who's starting at safety tonight. Speed gets her outside, cuts it inside. She can do it all for this team.
That was an interesting development in the pregame show. Christine Cortez could not go, so now Michelle Angel has to go both ways. We'll get an injury report on Cortez a little later. Now a 1st and 10 from the Seattle 18-yard line. That's Robinson in motion for a third time, handling the rock. This time tackled by Stacy Jackman. And now we meet Seattle's defense.
Kiera Williams, corner. Ashley Baker, corner. Christine Cortez, strong safety.
Kiera Bryant, free safety.
The lumberjack at middle linebacker.
Stacy Jackman, defensive end.
Ashley Dixon, defensive end.
The key tonight is the lumberjack in the middle. Savannah Wood, the middle linebacker. She's going to have to stop that Austin running game.
Now a 2nd and 6. The Austin offense moving the ball very effectively early. This is Winfrey, the pocket collapsing, and now intercepted. An ill-advised pass by Winfrey, intercepted by Kiera Bryant.
What a play by Bryant, but what a better play by Michelle Angel. She blitzed from the safety position. She got to Shea Winfrey out of the pocket. Watch Michelle Angel. She comes in, boom. Winfrey has to go outside. Instead of laying it up, she goes underneath. It would have been a touchdown if she laid it up top, but underneath, and it's picked off by Seattle.
That is one of the knocks on Shea Winfrey. Can be very inaccurate at times, and decision-making has been brought into question. That time, a red zone interception in a game really that has playoff implications unlike any other. You've got to secure the football.
First series of the game, that's a huge break for Seattle.
Seattle now taking over from its own 5-yard line on a reverse to Kiera Williams. That'll net 8 yards, a good-looking opening play. Williams part of a maturing offense. Let's meet their starters.
The lumberjack at tight end.
Nicole Peterson, your center.
Misty Gonzalez, tight end.
Kiera Williams, wide receiver.
Ashley Baker, fullback.
Jasmine Carter, halfback.
Michelle Angel, quarterback.
You mentioned Kiera Williams. When I spoke to head coach Eric Bellamy, he said he's going to try to feature her because of her blazing speed.
Talk about speed. That is Jasmine Carter taking a hit from Anna Garza.
I like that. Let's go. I like that.
Nice.
I like that.
And Carter telling her a little bit about it. We've got her mic'd up. Listen into this collision.
What a hit by Anna Garza. Watch this. Kendria Robinson slammed Baker. Actually, it's a great play by Baker, taking Robinson out of the play, so the swing pass to Jasmine Carter would be a success.
This offense can really beat you with the passing game. A 1st and 10. This time a shovel pass to Savannah Wood. Wood, a big target for Michelle Angel at 5'9", 190. From Covington, Washington, let's meet Austin starters.
DC McMillan, corner.
Marisa Golston,
Corner. Kendra Robertson, strong safety.
Ana Garza, free safety.
Lauren J., middle linebacker.
Brittany Dowdy, defensive end.
Courtney Dowdy, defensive end.
Roderick Green, the defensive coordinator, told me he has two of the top hitting safeties in football, Ana Garza and Kendria Robinson.
A 2nd and 7, Angel back to pass, rolling right, and now just getting rid of it. Some words being exchanged there at the end of the play. Angel not going to back down from anybody. We've got her mic'd up. Listen into this collision.
What the fuck? I got rid of the ball, you dumbass! Don't go protecting your bitch ass sister!
Michelle Angel, one of the most competitive quarterbacks in the LFL. She doesn't back down from anybody. Courtney Dowdy, at 6 feet tall, can probably destroy her in her fight, but Angel's going toe-to-toe with her.
That wasn't just with Courtney Dowdy, that was against Brittany Dowdy as well.
I know.
Did it reset?
Delay game, you guys chatter too much.
That is head referee Jason Gardner, and what's sure to be a delay of game call here.
Delay game. Number 7, Seattle. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Michelle Angel got rattled there by the Dowdy sisters, and she lost control and could not find the play clock, and time ran out on her.
This will be Jasmine Carter on a draw play, gaining 4 yards. They really like Carter, both as a pass receiving option out of the backfield and also as a runner.
I like how she runs under her pads. She stays in control. She has balance when she gets through the line of scrimmage. Just a solid all-around player.
An early test here for the Seattle offense. A 4th and 8 in midfield.
Michelle Angel, this is when she's at her best because she can run the football as well as any quarterback in the LFL, but she can also throw it as good as any quarterback.
Angel back to pass on a 4th down, deflected and caught. Yeah, they're going to rule that a catch by Courtney White. Are you kidding me? White signing just this past week, played with Michelle Angel in Dallas.
This ball should have been picked off by Brittany Dowdy. The ball goes up in the air, and this is what White gives you. She has a nose for the football. She comes up with an unbelievable catch.
Garza kept that alive on the deflection, and I'm sure Austin is going to want to challenge this.
It's going to be close. I think it's a clean catch.
You can see Courtney White staring down that video board. We should get the official call here from Gardner.
Austin is challenging the ruling on the field of a completed pass.
So yeah, indeed, Austin is going to challenge this. Let's get another look.
Michelle Angel, this is an ill-advised pass. This should have been picked off. The more I look at it, it looks like the nose might have hit the ground.
Yeah, it looks like Courtney White may have trapped this football. You'll see it at the end here. There's Garza deflecting it and keeping it alive. And right there, the nose of the ball seems to make contact with the turf.
After review, the ruling on the field has changed. This is an incomplete pass. 1st and 10, Austin from the 25-yard line.
That is the right call by Jason Gardner and his crew. So a great challenge by Mike Oliveira.
Big mistakes by both quarterbacks early in the game. Tashay Winfrey, she got picked off on her first drive, and Michelle Angel with a bad pass on hers.
So Winfrey now under center. Great field position for Austin. A quick screen, that's Cassandra Bills. And Bills cutting across the field. A 9-yard reception from Cassandra Bills, who's really been MIA most of the season.
They've run this tunnel screen as well as anybody in the LFL. 2 great blocks, and with her speed, all you want to do is get her the football in space. Bills can flat out fly.
Now, Bills is nursing an ACL injury. That has slowed her down quite a bit this season. A 2nd and 1 at the 16 of Seattle. And there's the first handoff to Rachel Washington. That's Stacy Jackman on the tackle, but a 7-yard carry. by Washington.
We really expected Rachel Washington to have a big night tonight, but she didn't even start the game. There was a late change right before the game, and they started Kendria Robinson at running back.
That's an interesting move because Washington has had some success this season. Now a 1st and goal, ball at the 9 of Seattle. This is Washington. This time a 5-yard carry, tackled by Kira Bryant.
Great blocking at the point of attack by Lauren J. and Aubrey Williams. Good hold there, moving the football.
This is the second visit inside the red zone for this Austin offense. And a look at the numbers of Rachel Washington. A solid running back for Austin. They really haven't had that go-to running back since the franchise's inception, really.
She's consistent. She has 100 yards, only a 3.3 average, but I like her at running back.
A 2nd and goal, rolling left and missing Leilani Lopez, who was wide open in the flat.
Tashay Winfrey starting this game out cold. It was a great call by offensive coordinator Mike Oliveira. It was a naked bootleg. Lopez wide open. She just didn't deliver her the football.
Tashay Winfrey throwing that interception earlier in the first quarter. She'll look to take advantage of another red zone visit here.
That's 2 balls that should have been touchdowns. Lopez wide open, and on the interception, if she put some air under it, that would have been a touchdown to Bills.
So now a 3rd and goal. That is Rachel Washington in the backfield, a delayed handoff, and Washington losing the ball. That looks like Cassandra Bills may have gotten on it. So yeah, she lost the ball here on the tackle by Savannah Wood.
Savannah Wood is simply a beast, the lumberjack. She lives in the weight room, and she's one of the best in-shape linebackers I've seen in this league.
Timeout! 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 Timeout!
That is Mike Oliveira begging for a timeout on a vital 4th and goal here.
Timeout.
I get the feeling that Mike Oliveira was looking to get a timeout.
Oliveira electing to call a timeout here.
No fucking scoring, touchdown. Let's go.
Come on, hey, we started tackling just now. Come on, the same thing. Physical on their ass. They're not good, dude. We got them inside the 5, 7, 8 plays. Come on, we all right. We just gonna stop them right now. Stop them right now.
I really like how the coaching staff on both teams got their defenses come alive. If you remember early in the season, Seattle's defense simply did not play good football. Tonight, they're very competitive.
This Seattle defense really rallied in the second half of that Atlanta Steam game, holding that high-powered offense to only 8 points in all the second half, and now riding that momentum into this game. A 4th and goal. That is Lopez in motion over the middle. Touchdown! A 3-yard strike to Courtney Dowdy.
Great read by the quarterback, Tashay Winfrey. Savannah Wood came on the blitz from the outside. Watch this, as soon as she came in, Dowdy released wide open. Tashay Winfrey puts the ball on the inside where only her player can catch it. Great throw by Winfrey.
That was actually Ashley Dixon coming off the edge.
She goes forward, she goes in motion and then turns forward. He don't call the shit. Fuck.
Eric Bellamy, he wanted a motion call by Austin. The ref didn't give it to him.
So now Austin hurrying to the line. This will be a 1-point attempt from the 1-yard line. Look at the tackle and the surge. I got to tell you, if there's one player on that defense really balling out right now, that's Kara Bryant. That was a loss of 3, so the score will remain 6-0.
She turned up. You're gonna see it on video. She turned and stopped, and then you didn't make the call. Dude, she did go forward. Pitiful. Gotta check him. They're going forward on motions. We ain't getting no calls. Well, we gonna see on the video because she moved forward. This is forward.
Eric Bellamy lobbying the officials early and often. He's definitely one of the more boisterous coaches in this league.
He is right, though. The players are going in motion. They're going forward, kind of like Canadian football, but they're not calling it tonight.
1:04 remaining in the first quarter. That's Kiara Williams. Williams on a 5-yard carry.
Kiara Williams, she has a huge upside at running back because of that speed. She can get outside, and they're going to use her running back. They're using receiver, too. In fact, the quarterback, Michelle Angel, said she is her go-to receiver also.
Yeah, Seattle really doesn't have a true every down back. You're going to see Jasmine Carter back there a little bit. But yeah, they like to see Kiera Williams with the rock. And from time to time, Savannah Wood.
They are both great receivers out of the backfield, too. Probably two of the better running backs that can catch the ball in the LFL.
A 2nd and 5 draw play to Jasmine Carter. That'll gain 4 yards, setting up a 3rd and 1. And this should be the final play of the first quarter.
For Seattle to have any success tonight, we know they can throw the football, but Carter really needs to leave it on the field tonight.
Hey, yellow one.
That's Michelle Angel looking up at the clock. We'll see if Seattle tries to get a playoff here. No, they're not going to get a shot. That'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. A heavily contested first quarter. Austin with 2 red zone visits, manages 6 points, and a pair of teams very physical early.
LFL Mobile, giving you access to the gridiron goddesses of the LFL with exclusive photos, videos, live game reporting, and fan promotions. LFL Mobile. Download on your Android or iPhone.
Back to LFL football night in Austin, Texas. Before we get underway, we're going to go down to the field for an injury report with Heidi Golsnick.
Thanks, Mitch. I talked with LFL Medical Director Jeremy Fisher, and it appears Christine Cortez of the Seattle Mist has suffered a lower body injury. Her return is doubtful. Back to you guys.
That's a bad break for Seattle. I talked to Michelle Angel. She had no plans of playing safety tonight because herself is nursing a knee injury since that first game against Nashville. But because Cortez is out, she has to play safety now.
Cortez, a role player on this Seattle team, will be missed in that secondary. This is Angel back to pass on a 3rd and 1. Finding Savannah Wood. Wood all the way down to the 5-yard line. A 21-yard completion.
You gotta like how Seattle's mixing it up. Offensive coordinator Coach Rambo going to Wood, the lumberjack. Who would have called that? The lumberjack going straight down the field.
Seattle loves Savannah Wood and Misty Gonzalez, the tight ends, on those release plays. A 1st and goal from the shotgun. This is Angel trying to go in herself. Gets cut down by Kendria Robinson. Robinson, a physical player in the LFL. We've got her mic'd up.
You gotta love the physicality that Kendria Robinson has. She's like a stone in your shoe. You just can't get rid of her. She's all over the field. Her stats right there. She's got 11 and a half tackles. I would love her as a head coach to play on my football team.
Robinson and Lily Cranston of Los Angeles considered the biggest hitters. That is Jasmine Carter. And they're gonna say she got in. Touchdown, Seattle. I'm not sure she crossed that goal line.
Wow, I'm not sure either. Quintero made a great play coming in from the linebacker position. I thought she had her stopped. They might have to take another look at this one.
That is Carter low to the ground, and you could see right there having the wherewithal to extend the ball over the goal line. And that's what experience brings you, because Jasmine Carter has a history in playing this sport with 11 on 11. And now the direct snap. Jasmine Carter trying to chase it down. That was an extra point attempt, and Carter very slow in getting up here.
Seattle tried a little chicanery right there. They had Angel lined up under the center like she was going to take a snap. Nicole Peterson does it directly back to the running back, but snaps it high over Carter's head. No points on that play.
Carter's very short, so it doesn't take a lot of effort to get it over her head. That was an ill-advised pass, maybe getting a little too cute there around the goal line.
That's what I was going to say. When you have a quarterback that can run or pass, you let Michelle Angel have a choice. You don't do that.
A 1st and 10. We'll see if Austin can respond from the 15-yard line. Great protection for Winfrey. Connecting! Leilani Lopez.
All day!
Touchdown, Austin.
Wow, fasten your seatbelts. This is going to be a long night for that Seattle secondary if this offense gets hot. Great pass, a straight post pattern. Courtney White, who just got picked up, is burnt by Lopez. Beautiful pass by Winfried. 6 points for Austin.
Yeah, apparently Courtney White did not get the memo. Leilani Lopez loves the deep ball, and they love to go
It's
after
not about
it.
trusting you, dude. You like to slow play this shit until it's the L. I want to hit these bitches in the face. I hate being behind this raggedy-ass team.
Eric Bellamy. I tell you what, Eric Bellamy should just be mic'd up throughout life.
He is one of the most colorful coaches the LFL has ever seen. But that Seattle front line, they have to put some pressure on Winfrey. If she gets that kind of time, they're going to go deep all night long.
That was the extra point attempt to Cassandra Bills. So we're finally seeing Cassandra Bills really adding to this offense. She had a great breakthrough year in 2017, has been really silenced by that ACL injury.
They have two wide receivers that can flat out fly with Leilani Lopez and now Cassandra Bills back 100% healthy.
This is a 1st and 10 carry by Angel. You talked about Angel being mobile. She is arguably the most mobile quarterback in the LFL.
She told me before the game when she makes scrambles like that, she's going to get as much yardage as possible and then get out of bounds. She doesn't want to take any extra shots on that wounded, injured knee she has.
And she's really grown up through the years. This is her 6th year in the LFL. Was kind of a recluse on defense. Ever since she's gotten back to the quarterback position, I think she's matured a bit.
She has developed into arguably the best quarterback in the LFL.
A 2nd and 4 pass down the field. A great play by CeCe McMillan, and now some blows being exchanged. McMillan in coverage with Ashley Baker. It looked like McMillan may have deflected that ball at the very last second.
Great play by CeCe McMillan.
And now we've got a flag on the field. This could be a pass interference. Eric Bellamy looking on, very intrigued by this call.
After the play, personal foul, number 7 on the defense. 10 yards from the previous spot, automatic first down.
How is it on her when the other girl swing? We're taught in this league to taunt. It's an acceptable thing.
Kendra Robinson trying to vouch for CeCe McMillan, but McMillan getting caught taking that swing will have to go out for a series. Now a quick swing pass. That's Jasmine Carter in the open field. A dangerous tackle, but Carter connecting on a 7-yard reception.
I love the way the quarterback, Michelle Angel, uses her backs as receivers. There's no way that Brittany Dowdy will be able to cover Carter out of the backfield, and Michelle Angel delivers the football and lets her do the rest.
That's just it. Seattle offensive coordinator Coach Rambo loves the mismatch of Carter against any linebacker in the LFL.
And all you have to do is get her the football in space, and that happens like that, first down.
A stack set inside handoff. That is Carter. Not this time. That is Brittany Dowdy all over Jasmine Carter.
Brittany Dowdy having a great night so far. She's got her fingerprints all over Seattle. Look at this, Carter has nowhere to go and they push her back.
That time, not only Dowdy, that's Chris Daniels, the corner. This Austin defense for a long time has been considered the Achilles heel of this team, but they're really coming together as a unit.
With the Dowdy sisters playing football like this, they already have a good secondary with Kendria Robinson and CeCe McMillan. They could be an outstanding team by the end of the year.
This is Angel, a ton of time in the pocket, and now just lofting it into the end zone. And that is caught. Caught by Kiera Williams for a Seattle touchdown.
You gotta love how Angel went to her go-to receiver. She was covered in the end zone, but she put a little feather on that pass so only Williams can jump up and get it. Watch, she high points the ball. Williams goes up and just grabs it. Simply makes a sensational catch.
What a pass and catch. We talked to Michelle Angel and she said her chemistry with Kiera Williams is better than any other receiver on this roster.
Yeah, she has 100% confidence that she throws the football up, Williams will get it. If you remember in Atlanta, they have a receiver called Lauren Ziegler who's open when she's not open. This is how Kiera Williams is right now. She's throwing the football up and she's bringing it down.
High praise for Kiera Williams, and look at that makeshift play. Off-schedule play by Michelle Angel and just tossing it to Jasmine Carter. Seattle now tying up the game 13-13. Things are heating up in Austin. Back to LFL football night, and just as promised, a competitive back and forth game between the Seattle Mist and the Austin Acoustic.
What an athletic play by quarterback Michelle Angel. That is why she quickly became a franchise quarterback. She simply is a game breaker and makes plays.
So now a 1st and 10 as Tashay Winfrey and this Austin offense goes back to work. Dropping back to pass, heavy rush. Ashley Baker coming off the edge. And Tashay Winfrey running out of real estate.
This is a secondary sack right here. She had time to deliver. It looked like she was going to throw it up top, but nobody was open. Secondary sack for Seattle.
That is a loss of 3 yards. Ashley Baker was really not even activated for much of the 2017 season. Finds herself in a vital role to this team.
Ashley Baker stepping up her game. You mentioned the first game of the season, Seattle couldn't make a tackle. Tonight, they are all over the field.
And now Austin electing to call a timeout.
Austin, their second and final timeout of the half.
So we'll take a media timeout from Austin, Texas, in a battle that is shaped up. Forget about Manny Pacquiao Mayweather. We've got Austin, Seattle. Back to LFL football night, a look at downtown Austin, Texas. And that young lady, Tashay Winfrey, the pressure now going back onto her shoulders.
This is LFL football at its finest. I love watching both these offenses. They're going up and down the field right now. It's a treat for these Austin fans.
A 2nd and 13 after that 3-yard sack. A handoff to Rachel Washington. And there's the burst we are used to seeing from Washington. A 10-yard carry and an Austin first down.
That's what she is great at, getting to the point of attack very quickly. The Seattle linebackers could not even get there before she was through the hole.
Actually, that was a 10-yard carry. They needed 13, so that'll set up a 3rd and 3. Now an empty back set for Austin. Winfrey from the shotgun. Quick dart out in the flat. That's Lopez. Lopez showing that explosiveness, cutting back to the inside. A gain of 6 yards.
That was an audible by Winfrey. She had Lopez one-on-one on the outside. No help from the safeties. Just get her the football in space, and Lonnie Lopez does the rest. Look at that, 17.9-yard average.
Yeah, she's not known for going across the middle. She's more of a down-the-field threat, but really can do it all.
But she's got that speed and quickness. Speed to go deep, but in short passes like that quickness to just dart across the middle.
So now a 1st and 10 after that Lopez catch. That is Washington. And coming up from the free safety position to lay the lumber, that's Kiara Williams. But not before Washington picks up 6 yards.
Offensive coordinator Mike Oliveira doing a great job mixing up the plays right now. Seattle's on their heels.
That was a 6-yard carry, so setting up a 2nd and 4. You see Winfrey looking over back at that sideline a lot, and then down at that play card. So perhaps some miscommunication early. This is Washington. Great open field tackle by Ashley Baker. Baker having a pretty good first half.
We never talked about Ashley Baker before tonight, but she is all over the field. A great athlete out of Yelp, Washington. You've been to Yelp, haven't you?
I don't think I've ever even heard of Yelp, Washington. But I'm sure it's a beautiful part of the country in the Pacific Northwest. Now a 3rd and 2, ball at the 14 of Seattle. Again, an empty back set for Winfrey. Into the flat to Lopez. So they're really looking for Lopez here. That was a 10-yard reception.
They get her one-on-one outside. It's an automatic read for the quarterback, Winfrey. If it's one-on-one, no matter what the play call is, you just shoot it out to Lopez just like that.
And that will take us to the 2-minute warning. Leilani Lopez has this Austin offense in tune. Back to LFL football night. Mitch Mortaza and Bobby Hugo
We ain't gonna do nothing sexy, okay? We're gonna go 23-24. We just got a first down. Look at how much you got to score. I need you, and I need you to zone up. Get in that A-gap. Don't let anybody get through. Very first one, okay? We're gonna go pistol 24. Go fucking score.
A crucial visit to the red zone for this Austin offense.
He's going to keep it inside with his running game. He'd love to do that. Then he comes back with that play action or a bootleg off that if he doesn't score.
This offense has had no problem getting down to the red zone. They've just had a tough time closing deals down here. A 1st and goal ball at the 4. Handoff Washington trying to cut it to the edge. That'll be a gain of 3 yards. Austin is out of timeouts, but plenty of time here.
Ashley Baker, again, number 8, coming off the edge, making a solo tackle to stop the touchdown. Austin needs to get some help on that all-star from Yelp.
Yeah, Ashley Baker came out of nowhere this year. Really has matured in her game defensively. They're also going to use her on the offensive side of the field. A 2nd and goal as the clock continues to run. This is an end-around reverse. Lopez scooting into the end zone. Touchdown, Austin.
Wow, Lopez right now, she is hotter than fish grease. Watch this motion. They come in, great play right there, and now it's just a race for the end zone. She outruns Bryant for 6 points.
When they need a spark, they look to number 6. Leilani Lopez was really overshadowed by Cassandra Bills in 2017. But this season, she is the clear go-to target for this offense.
Leilani Lopez, she is en fuego right now. Everything she touches turns into points.
This is Winfrey just walking in the end zone. So Austin does convert, and they'll take a 7-point lead.
I'm gonna tell you what, we've been giving all the highlights to Lopez and to Shea Winfrey, but that line up front, 3 plays in a row, number 18, Aubrey Williams, held her block and let Lopez get in the end zone.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of great blocking, unfortunately, in this league. So when you see it, you gotta recognize it. Aubrey Williams had a great series there.
When you bring a jet sweep in like that, it's up to the tight end to hold on to the defensive end, and she did a great job.
A 1st and 10. 2 timeouts for Seattle. They're not gonna need it down the field. Guess who? Kiera Williams and Michelle Angel hooking up for 29 yards.
As we just mentioned in the last series, she's covered, but she's open when she's covered. All she did is throw it to her back shoulder, and Williams came down with the football.
First time out of the half.
Seattle calling a timeout here.
Stop right now. Let's go. Come on.
Hey, let's go, defense. Let's go.
Man, we got holding calls over here. We got girls flinching. He's not calling anything. I'm we both watched the girl literally flinch. Who's making these calls? Holding.
I hear you.
Over there. Pass interference like 12 times on our long balls. She ain't even keeping up with her.
You have 1 timeout left. I'll let him know.
Oh, my God.
That is a veteran LFL official, Jason Gardner, allowing Eric Bellamy to vent and then just telling me he's got a timeout, by the way.
Great officiating, but I love Eric Bellamy. I'm telling you, during the offseason, he can either become a lobbyist in D.C. or a comedian, stand-up comedian at the comedy club.
A 1st and goal handoff. There's that Austin defense. Brittany Dowdy tracking down Jasmine Carter for a 5-yard loss.
That's not easy. What pursuit by Dowdy getting Carter. Usually Carter can get around the edge.
So now a 2nd and goal, under a minute remaining. Look at the pressure again on Angel. Barely getting it off. That'll at least stop the clock. Seattle does have 1 more timeout.
Veteran move by Michelle Angel. Nothing there. Instead of taking the sack, she gets the ball close to a receiver just by doing a forward lateral, incomplete pass.
Brittany Dowdy in heavy pursuit of number 7. Brittany and Cordy Dowdy, they just physically, they're specimens on that front line.
It is simply amazing how they stepped up their game since the season opener.
Encroachment on the defense. That's a 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
So we gave a lot of credit to Brittany Dowdy, but she may have been offsides here. And in fact, the entire front line is offsides because the ball is at the 11-yard line, which means the defense has to be 3 yards off the ball.
That's just bad coaching by defensive coordinator Roderick Rain. He should know that. It's not one player offside. That was the entire team.
2nd and goal. We may have another encroachment call, or is this a false start?
False start, number 10, Seattle. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
That call on Savannah Wood. So the 5-yard Seattle gains, they gave right back here. Let's see if Savannah Wood moves. Yeah, that wasn't even close. Savannah Wood was on 1, and the rest of the team was on a 3 count.
Well, she's not known to be a genius on offense, more like a linebacker playing tight end.
Oh, and Savannah Wood, eat your words, Bob Hugo. On cue, a 7-yard reception, and then smartly goes out of bounds.
You know what? Her stock is rising as a tight end. She's going to be one of the best in the league pretty soon.
Now, I gave her credit for going out of bounds to stop the clock, but that was Kendria Robinson who came and smashed her against the wall.
Kendria Robinson, she doesn't care how big you are. She is going to play smash mouth football, and right there, she lit up the Lumberjack.
So now a 3rd and goal. Still 36 seconds remaining and a timeout. So Seattle can elect to run the ball here. From the shotgun, rolling right, Angel in the end zone. Wide open. The Lumberjack, Savannah Wood, is doing a lot of damage right now.
Who would have called this one? The Lumberjack right now cutting up Austin's secondary. That's not good for Austin's secondary if the Lumberjack is cutting you up.
Savannah Wood is a Seattle police officer, so I'm sure she's chased down a few people in her time.
She's a great all-round athlete. She plays solid on both sides of the ball, but it's amazing how many weapons Michelle Angel has to throw to.
Seattle now lining up for the 1-point conversion as they trail Austin by 1. From the shotgun, Angel into the flat, and why not? They go back to Savannah Wood, who just boxes out Kendria Robinson. That was kind of an Antonio Gates move.
Absolutely a great move by the Lumberjack. She went right at Kendria Robinson and turned around. So for Robinson to get to the football, she had to go through the Lumberjack. Great play.
How about both these offenses just continuing to answer the other one? This has been a back and forth battle and a kind of a playoff atmosphere already.
You really have to hand it to both offensive coordinators. Coach Rambo for Seattle and Mike Oliveira for Austin. They put in a great game plan tonight. It's just fun football for all the LFL fans out here tonight.
So 30 seconds remain. Austin is out of timeouts, and they've got to go the length of the field here, 35 yards to pay dirt. If there's an offense that can do it, it's this one. To Shea Winfrey, back to pass over the middle. That's Lopez coming up with the football despite it being behind her. We do have a flag on the play.
Winfrey was late getting a football, but again, what a catch by Lopez. There's no way she should have caught that ball, but she did.
The catch radius on someone of her size.
Personal foul, hands to the face, number 10, Seattle. 10 yards from the end of the run. First down.
You didn't call that. You said there was no such thing.
We're going to look at this. Hands to the face by Savannah Wood. Oh, yeah, that was a blow to the face of Lauren J. So tack on that yardage, and this Austin offense is suddenly in great field position.
I actually kind of agree with head coach Eric Bellamy. He's all over the official because he hasn't called it all night, but he decided to right then.
A quick pass in the flat. That's Cassandra Bills. They've got to get on this ball. The clock is going to run, and I'm not sure what Bills is doing there, just throwing the football down.
They're going to run out of time, right? I don't think they're going to get the playoff.
That is 3, 2, 1 second. They're going to give them 0.7 seconds here. So that should be enough time for a shot at the end zone.
That didn't look like a Mike Oliveira coach team right there. They should have had like 20 more seconds on the clock. They almost blew it.
False start. False start, number 18, offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down. The clock will start on my whistle.
So they're going to start the clock here. Austin needs to be lined up on the line of scrimmage.
They have to be on the ball right now. It's over.
And there's an opportunity. What a wasted effort here by Austin late in the second quarter. And that's how we're going to go into halftime. As Austin, behind the legs of Leilani Lopez. And with Seattle, it has really been Michelle Angel and Ashley Baker. As we go into halftime, we've got a 20-20 game.
Where's the offense and defensive line at? Stand up. Or if you're on the offense and defensive fucking line, stand up. Stand up. I keep telling y'all, the chariot does not go without the horses. Y'all are killing us. Y'all are killing us. We got a block up front, defensive line. I mean, come on. Get rid of these ladies. Y'all dancing with them. This is not a dance contest. Get rid of them.
There was mistakes made because of not knowing your goddamn responsibility. If you got told what the hell to do, now it's up to you. Don't worry about what they're doing or they're doing. You worry about yourself. It's about what do this team want. They ain't gonna give you the goddamn game. You gotta go out there and you gotta take that shit.
Welcome back to LFL Football Night here at halftime. Mitch Mortaza and Bobby Huco. And we just took you inside the locker room for Austin and Seattle to give you a sense of the urgency these two teams are playing with. They know their fate really comes down to the final 20 minutes here in the second half. And really in the first half, Bob, I thought this was the most competitive, entertaining game that we have seen all year.
This is LFL football at its finest. It's not dominating like Chicago or Nashville, but entertainment value, it's unmatched with these two teams tonight. The quarterbacks, Michelle Angel and Tashay Winfrey, they both threw for a pair of touchdowns in the first half. They're slinging it all over the football field.
Yeah, a lot of success through the air, not a lot on the ground. Kiara Williams was the leading rusher at only 13 yards for Seattle. And for Austin, their supposed stud running back, Rachel Washington, only managed 27 yards on the ground.
Right, it's that soft secondary and up front of Seattle. I really thought Rachel Washington would have a big first half. She did not. To go in these playoffs, to advance deep in the playoffs, both these teams have to work on that running game.
Most of the action came through the air, as you talked about. Let's look at the first half scoring. In the first quarter, it was Courtney Dowdy, a 3-yard touchdown reception from Tashay Winfrey. Then all the offensive fireworks went off in the second quarter. For Seattle, it was Michelle Angel throwing a pair of touchdown passes. Then Jasmine Carter on a 1-yard touchdown run. On the Austin side of the ball, it was Leilani Lopez, the breakout star this year. A 35-yard touchdown reception from Tashay Winfrey. Then later in the second quarter, Lopez running it in on this 1-yard touchdown run. That brings us to our halftime score of 20-20 as we look at our stats.
Both teams have to pick up their ground attack in the second half. We're looking at a pair of very evenly matched teams, and it shows in these stats.
Should be a very entertaining second half. 20 minutes of football determine the fate of these teams. Here we go. The second half is next. Back to LFL Football Night as we look at our impact players from the first half.
Michelle Angel, 7 out of 10. Leilani Lopez, she's all over the field with 2 touchdowns.
The X factor is definitely Leilani Lopez. Before we get underway, let's go down to the field with Heidi Golznick.
Thanks, Mitch. I'm down here on the field with the emotional veteran leader of the Austin Acoustic, Steph McCormick. Steph, it appears you're letting a winless team stick around. Is this what you had expected from Seattle?
We definitely expected them to be a tough competitor for sure. We didn't underestimate them at all. We knew that they were going to be coming in hard. It's a must-win situation for them, so of course they're going to bring everything. But we are too, and we were ready for them to bring the house, but we're going to bring it too. And so right now we're 0-0, and we're ready to come out this with a win. So.
Thanks, Heidi. A confident Steph McCormick, and they're going to need her in that front line here in the second half. We also met with Eric Bellamy.
Well, we may be 0-2, but we're definitely a team that you don't want to see in the playoff. Right now, we've matured, we've gotten better, we've changed our defense, we've strengthened our offense. So you're definitely a team that you do not want to see in the playoffs.
When I spoke with Austin head coach Mike Oliver before the game, there's no question Seattle is the best winless team ever the LFL has ever seen.
Yeah, Seattle has a lot of weapons offensively, and what's most important, their defense has really developed in literally the last game and a half. A quick screen, that is going to White. The recently signed free agent not getting anywhere. Ana Garza with a great open field tackle.
Great adjustment by Garza. Defensive coordinator Roderick Green, he put that in at halftime. Garza, a great player from Monterrey, Mexico. In fact, she was voted the second greatest player ever to come out of Monterrey, the first being Rolando Cantu, who played with the Arizona Cardinals.
2nd and 10. Ball at the Seattle 15-yard line. Angel taking her time looking over that Austin defense. From the shotgun, dropping back. Now going down the field. And I'm not sure if that wasn't pass interference. Garza was all over Courtney White.
Oh, what a ball was being thrown! How is that not PI? You gotta be kidding me! Really?
How is that not pass interference? Ana Garza just mauled Courtney White. Nothing was called.
So does that make Ana Garza the 3rd best player that's come out of Monterrey, Mexico, just that last play?
That play might have dropped her because that was not good coverage.
3rd and 10. Michelle Angel remains in the shotgun. A lot of time in the pocket. Now Valera Quintero forcing her out of there. And smartly going out of bounds is Michelle Angel. A gain of 7 yards.
Angel stays calm when there's chaos all around her. She is so calm in the pocket. Real quick, just bounces outside and gets out of bounds.
That's an excellent point. I kind of alluded to it in the first half. Her maturity level is at the highest I've ever seen it, and she's been with us from a very young age.
She doesn't get phased in the pocket. She doesn't see ghosts like other LFL quarterbacks. She stays calm as a cucumber.
4th and 3, ball at the Seattle 22. And here comes that Austin crowd, and Kendria Robinson caught back shoulder, and that's Kira Williams walking in the end zone. I don't think she was touched there.
This should absolutely be a touchdown. Angel underthrows it on purpose. Kira Williams comes back, gets the ball, but she is not touched. She gets up and walks in the end zone. That should be 6 points.
Now hold on a second. Her right leg, as I take a second look at it, it looked like her right leg may have hit the board. But then again, if she's not touched, technically that doesn't matter. That should be a Seattle touchdown.
The referees, twice in a row, 2 plays in a row, the interference on Garza, and that should be a touchdown right there. What are they looking at?
Well, forget about the referees. Why isn't Eric Bellamy challenging this?
All the above. I just cannot believe that's not a touchdown.
Now a 1st and goal, ball at the Seattle 4. They're going to go to Carter. There's that Brittany Dowdy and Ana Garza surge up the middle, and that'll be a loss of a yard.
Brittany Dowdy, we spoke about her in the first half, having a whale of a football game. She didn't go for that fake. She met Carter head on head and stopped her for no gain.
Now, if Seattle does not convert here, that no call or lack of a challenge could be a major deciding factor in this game.
I can't believe even Michelle Angel, the quarterback, didn't say something. None of the players on Seattle spoke up.
Somebody's got to have the awareness to go to the coaches and say, let's challenge that call. And now we've got a penalty on Seattle, so they're going backwards.
Delay a game. Number 7, Seattle. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
That's twice now quarterback Michelle Angel's made rookie mistakes by not watching the play clock, letting it run out. Costly yardage going back.
Angel also takes a long time to get the play underway. A 2nd and goal from about the 9. This is Angel rolling right to the end zone. Caught! How about Jasmine Carter?
Come on, baby! Come on, baby! It's too fucking easy! Let's go! This shit's too easy!
The game that Jasmine Carter has had becoming a target for Michelle Angel.
This is definitely Carter's coming out game. What a pass by Angel. I love the way Angel created time in the pocket with her feet, allowing Carter to get behind the secondary.
Getting back to what you said about her maturity level earlier, It takes a mature quarterback to forget about what happened on the previous play and just get to the next one. Now the extra point attempt from the 1 yard line. This is Angel finding the lumberjack.
Hit me late, boo. Hit me late.
Do you think Angel's competitive? Quintero had no guts to stand up face-to-face with the quarterback.
Yeah, I've never seen a linebacker walk away from a quarterback. We've got a flag on the play. I'm not sure that Wood conversion is going to count. The officiating crew talking it over. Otherwise, the conversion was good, but they haven't given the point to Seattle.
It looked good. A simple release play in the flat to the lumberjack, wide open. It should stand.
That's Angel and Quintero still talking. This officiating crew taking a long time.
Holding, number 11 on the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay the try for 1 point.
Hey, are we able to declare that we're going for 2 now?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
Positive?
Yeah.
Michelle Angel with a smirk, lobbying to see if they'll go for a 2-point attempt here, but they already declared a 1-point conversion. With the Nicole Peterson holding call, it should back it up to about the 6-yard line.
Angel's a preparation maniac. She knows the rules of the football game, trying to get the ref to agree with her to make this a 2-pointer. That's not going to happen.
And the sexy smile didn't help her either. That's Angel over the middle into coverage. In and out of the hands of Kiara Williams. She may have been interfered with in the end zone.
The referees sure are letting them play tonight. That was absolutely interference by Goldston. Angel put it out there. She gets almost horse-collared right here. That's totally a flag.
Megan Martinez had a beeline to Michelle Angel and for some reason floated to the outside.
I'm not sure what's up with the referees tonight, or they're just flat out letting them play.
Pass interference, Austin, number 9. The pass interference was in the end zone by rule. The ball will be spotted on the 1 yard line. Try for point.
So after all that, the ball returns back to the 1 yard line as Marissa Goldston got there a little too early against Kiara Williams.
I don't think I've ever seen in all my years in the LFL 3 tries for the extra point like this.
A stack set on the right side, an interesting looking formation from Seattle. From the shotgun, Angel rolling right, looking across her body. And that is Williams flying into the screen, but could not hold on to it. As Seattle now leads it 26-20. And we'll take a media timeout as Michelle Angel and the Seattle Mist take their first lead. Back to LFL football night. Let's go down to the field.
Just like you ran down before, run her ass down. Hey, step inside first and make sure it's a pass and then drop, all right? Because if it's a run, just check the run first and make sure it's not an inside run, all right?
I like the way they do the spot dropping in Seattle. You check the run, get in the gap. If it's no run, you drop back to your spot.
So now, the pressure goes back to Tashay Winfrey and this Austin offense, who find themselves trailing in this game for the first time. Ball at the 15-yard line. That's Michelle Marshall in motion. Winfrey calling her own number all the way out to midfield. And now Winfrey slow to get up. It looked like she may have landed on that right shoulder.
Not a good sign here for Austin. We talked about this before the game with Coach Mike Oliveira. He wants her to run like this, but get down. Don't attack the defender like that. You're going to get hurt. And look, it happened.
Yeah, I'm not sure that extra yard or two is worth potentially ending your season.
Tashay Winfrey, she is a beast. She wants to be a beast running the football. The only problem is you're hurting your team by doing this. You attack a defender, but you hurt your team because you're out of the game.
Winfrey now on her feet. That is a good sign. And on the sideline, so the backup Anna Garza, who's seen some playing time in 2017, will be your starting quarterback.
Anna Garza is a quality quarterback. She was the starter some games, and she can move the football.
So a 1st and 10 from the 24, and they're going to go to the air. That is a lot of confidence in your backup quarterback, and that is a completed pass to Cassandra Bills.
Mike Oliveira has all the confidence in the world in Anna Garza as a quarterback, and it showed right there by throwing her first play.
So Anna Garza 1 for 1 early in this one. Ball at the Seattle 20-yard line.
She doesn't have the gun as Winfrey, but she can move the football like she's doing right now.
That is Michelle Marshall off the bench, and a spark plug for this offense. Marshall's heroics normally come late in the 4th quarter. It's a wonder they don't work her into the rotation more.
Hey, I'm good, Coach.
All right, next play, you get back in there.
Okay.
Tashay Winfrey telling Mike Oliveira she's ready to come back in the ball game. I wouldn't be surprised to see her next play.
1st and goal, ball at the Seattle 10. Garza again to the air, a dangerous slant pattern, throwing into a lot of traffic.
That ball actually got through. That should have been caught by Lopez, right in the gut.
Lopez has that guilty smile on her face. So Garza had a nice little appearance here. Tashay Winfrey back in the game.
Lopez used to having that fastball thrown to her by Winfrey. Garza doesn't have that strong an arm. That's probably why she dropped it.
So now a 2nd and goal as Winfrey's back in the game. They're going to stay on the ground. That's Marshall. Marshall with a pair of strong carries here in the 3rd quarter. That was good for 6 yards.
What a great drive block by Steph McCormick downfield to open that big hole.
McCormick, part of a veteran group, alongside Michelle Marshall, who have been here all 3 years of this franchise, and tonight have an opportunity to win their first ever Western Conference title.
It's interesting they take Marshall out of the game when they're in the red zone. She's usually the cardiac kid that scores points.
A 3rd and goal, rolling left, Winfrey buying time, and that's intercepted. Kiera Williams jumping in front of the receiver, and Winfrey, cold off the bench, throws a drive-killing interception.
That's twice on the bootleg. You have to get your head around quick. She didn't. She had an open receiver. She came back across the field, which you never should do, and Kiera Williams right there for the pick.
Now, I'm not sure if that's on Winfrey or on Cassandra Bills. Cassandra Bills stopped her pattern.
Hey, relax. Sit down. Hey, listen, just listen. You're all right, okay? It's just one of those moments you took too long. You're okay.
I was waiting for her to break fast.
I know you were.
Hey.
That's one of those moments, either throw it away or
On
run.
that 23 dive,
You're right. You're okay.
Tashay Winfrey getting coached up in the bench there. This is only a 6-point game. She's got to get that out of her mind and get back to work.
Oh, they're totally in the ball game, but the coach was right. She had a receiver open quick. She waited too long.
1st and 10, Angel down the field, wasting no time. Nearly intercepted and dropped by Marissa Goldston.
Actually, a great play by Kiera Williams. She turned into a defensive back. This should have been picked, but Williams came back, made like a defensive back, and actually broke the ball up.
Goldston, what an opportunity for Austin to get this ball back, drops it. She doesn't have the best hands in that secondary. She's had multiple dropped interceptions.
Yeah, she has hands like thumbs, but Williams with a great defensive, offensive play.
Now a 2nd and 10. Angel now going to take off herself. That'll be good enough for a 1st down. She has deceptive speed, does not look fast in the open field, but that was a 10-yard carry. Make it a 12-yard carry.
Even with that bad wheel, her bad knee, she can turn the jets on when she has to, and again, she gets out of bounds.
So the ball out to the Seattle 15. They started at their own 3-yard line.
It seems like Michelle Angel gets stronger as the game goes by.
1st and 10, that same bunch set to the right, this time to White. Brittany Dowdy just tossing her like a rag doll.
Brittany Dowdy having the game of her career tonight. She has to have about 6 tackles already.
And there you go. On cue, the truck on it, 6.5 tackles. It feels like 12 or 14.
That was amazing. I can call that number out and bam, there it is.
Brittany Dowdy just devouring Courtney White at 5'9", 198 pounds.
Brittany Dowdy and Ashley Baker for Seattle having unbelievable games on defense.
And this is Angel evading the rush and getting out of bounds.
I'll take 10 yards only. Or maybe 5. That was only 5 yards.
Michelle Angel making a joke right there. Anna Garza hitting her on the sideline after a 5-yard game, making Angel feel like a piñata.
I love the confidence when you can joke around on the field. You are in firm control of what's happening out there. That is the confidence of Michelle Angel and the primary reason this Seattle team is playing the way it is. That'll take us to another media break as Seattle retaining its lead 26-20.
When your number is called tonight, step up and make a name for yourself.
Speak about all the people who doubt you, who say you can't, and go prove them wrong.
This is not about who left this team. It's not about who came back. It's about who's here right now. Now we have to play like we've never played before, ladies.
This isn't just football. This is family, sisterhood. It's your life. It's how you live your life.
Look to the girl next to you and fight for your life. Fight for the girl who's sitting next to you in this huddle right now. This is all meant to be. Every single one of you is here tonight because of a purpose.
We can do this. I know we can.
This is the last time I'm going to tell you that I'm going to let you down because I will not do it again.
Let them understand that we are not here to play games with them. This is our game.
Give it everything you have because all we got is 10 minutes. That's all we got.
All right, Bobby Hugo, here we go. The final 10 minutes from Austin, Texas. But let's go down to the field to Heidi Golznick.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with head coach Mike Oliveira of Austin. Coach, Seattle has you guys on the ropes.
Well, I don't know about that one. I mean, we've given up some big plays. Thrown 2 picks in the red zone, that's not good. This score should be completely different. So we'll eliminate our mistakes, get a stop on defense, and we'll come back at them. We're going to win this one.
Thank you. Back to you guys.
2 good football teams tonight, and I'm going to tell you what, Heidi's doing a great job in her rookie game as a LFL sideline reporter.
Heidi Golznick making her debut on LFL Football Night, and what a game to do it with. Seattle, Austin, and we're going to open up the 4th quarter with a shovel pass to Misty Gonzalez, and that'll be good for 4 yards.
I'm going to tell you what, offensive coordinator Coach Rambo, I like the offense he has in this year better than Coach Michelson's offense last year. They're really mixing it up tonight.
This is a lot more diverse. They don't have the plethora of talent that they did last year with Stevie Schnorr, Dominique Malloy and company. But I tell you what, they are settling in to one of the more dynamic offenses we've seen.
I think everybody on the offensive side of the football, with maybe the exception of the center, Nicole Peterson, has touched the football tonight.
A lot of pressure up the middle on Angel, and just wings it out to Kiara Williams. That'll fall incomplete.
Even with all this pressure, Michelle Angel puts the ball where the defensive back cannot get near it. That ball actually should have been caught by Williams.
So now a 2nd and 10 as Eric Bellamy and Kiara Williams are talking over the defensive strategy. This is going to be a back and forth game, probably going to go down to the final possession.
This is LFL football at its finest. Michelle Angel, the only thing she can't do right now is turn the ball over.
A 2nd and 10 now from the 24, going down the field. And that looked like Megan Martinez may have pushed Savannah Wood.
There is a late flag. I think they got it right.
Now, I don't know, that Austin secondary is celebrating, but that clearly looked like pass interference.
Pass interference, Austin, number 4. 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
They got the call right, but that was obviously number 12, Megan Martinez, with a cheap shot to Savannah Wood. Definitely pass interference. That's just a dumb penalty.
A stop would have been very big for this Austin defense right now. Certainly a lot of time remaining in this game with a 6-point margin. But that is a golden opportunity to try to get off the field if you're this Austin defense.
Absolutely. Austin has to get the ball back. Instead, they give Seattle a gift.
So now a 1st and 10 at the Austin 14. Angel back to pass to the end zone. Nowhere near her target. That is probably the only time we've seen her completely missing her target tonight.
She was trying to isolate her go-to receiver, Kiera Williams, in the corner of the end zone, but you're right, she threw it way off the mark.
You could see Mike Oliveira is on edge, to say the least. He knows what's on the line tonight. If Austin wins, they win the Western Conference and are in as the #1 seed in the Western Conference Championship. Now a 2nd and 10, a low snap back to Angel. Rolling left, buying time. Smartly getting out of bounds, facing off with Kendria Robinson.
A bad attack angle by Courtney Dowdy, the defensive end from Austin. She came way too inside, allowing Angel to scramble on the outside. And then Angel, being the smart quarterback she is, she saw number 4, Kendria Robinson, coming right at her, and she just got out of bounds.
This is where Michelle Angel and this offense have got to be careful. This Austin team has surmounted leads bigger than this, especially in the 4th quarter. They've got to stick to their game plan and continue to move the ball. This is Angel, not showing any patience, going to the end zone, and Ashley Baker was nowhere near that football.
I think that ball was uncatchable. Ashley Baker got hit by Anna Garza, but I think they ruled this uncatchable. She got slammed into the wall.
Hey, that's what we talking about right here. That's pass interference.
Coach Eric Bellamy agreeing with Bob Hugo. As the officials, as you mentioned it, they're really calling it loosely in that secondary.
Eric Bellamy is the Rodney Dangerfield of the coaches in the LFL. He gets no respect by the officials.
4th and 7, caught. Jasmine Carter, the smallest statured player on the field, having the biggest impact. Carter and Angel building incredible chemistry.
I do this shit! I do this shit!
Jasmine Carter telling Austin to grab a spoon and taste the feet. What a throw by Angel, finding Carter in the middle of everybody for 6.
The confidence that Michelle Angel has in this receiving core, we saw earlier. Her just throwing it up, and as you mentioned, Kiera Williams high pointing it. The same thing there with Jasmine Carter. Both of those passes were in traffic.
She is playing like a league MVP. This is a classic performance.
And a dart to Kiera Williams.
That's spicy. That's spicy.
Michelle Angel is just playing at a completely different level, forget about quarterbacks, than anybody in this league. As we're going to take another media timeout, Seattle stretches its lead. Back to LFL football night, and Michelle Angel is having the game of a lifetime.
Hey, defense, pay attention. How have they won their games? In the last fucking 3 minutes. Ball out. Don't give anything up.
Michelle Angel knows her stuff. She knows all these teams in the LFL. Austin is known as the Cardiac Kids, pulling games out with like 1 second left in the game.
Yeah, Tashay Winfrey in this offense with Leilani Lopez and Michelle Marshall, very capable of crawling back into this game.
They have a quick strike offense going deep. Let's see if they use it.
1st and 10, max protect for Winfrey. Now down the field, has a receiver and dropped. You will never see Leilani Lopez drop a football like she just did.
Winfrey climbing the pocket, waiting for Lopez to break open deep. A perfect pass. You never see that. It might have been nicked a little bit, but still should have been caught.
Just beyond the outstretched arms of Stacey Jackman. Lopez dropping a sure touchdown. Winfrey missing her target. Intercepted again. This time by Kiara Williams.
Good defensive back, play where the ball is. Great defensive backs, play where the ball is going. Again, Kiara Williams having the game of her life at defensive back tonight.
Tashay Winfrey, we have seen flashes of what she's capable of, and then we've seen her turn it over like this.
You know what you're reading there, right? Okay. If both those defenders are backing off, then hit Marshall. Okay? Come on now. It's okay. We got to go score twice now. All right? Let's go do it quick, baby.
Tashay Winfrey right now, she cannot sulk. She's got to forget that play. They're in the game. There's a lot of time left.
Austin does have 2 timeouts remaining, and soon enough here, the clock is going to become as big an enemy to Austin as Seattle is.
How about the highs and lows of LFL football? One play, it looks like it's a bomb, a touchdown to Leilani Lopez. The next play, it's an interception by Kiara Williams.
Had Lopez caught that, the momentum of this game would be very different. Now Austin finds themselves trailing 33-20, and we're nearing the 4-minute mark. 2nd and 6 from the shotgun, handoff. That's Carter trying the right side. Garza and Brittany Dowdy blowing her up. But that's all they need, 4 yards. They're gonna look to move the sticks here.
I was gonna say, here it is with 4 minutes left. Are they gonna keep the ball on the ground, try to grind the clock, or are they gonna play wide open like they have and try to score more points?
I think Michelle Angel is a playmaker. They're gonna let her do what she does. Jasmine Carter having a good night on the ground, 44 yards. But yeah, I think at this point, you've got to continue to churn that clock up 2 scores.
If I know Michelle Angel, she'll keep throwing the football.
2nd and 6, Angel back to pass. Now electing to take off. In case you're wondering, in the LFL, it is a running clock till you get to the 2-minute mark of the 4th quarter and of the 2nd quarter. So even though Angel stepped out of bounds there, the clock continues to run.
Michelle Angel, again, great with her feet. Watch the block up front by Nicole Peterson. It's a standoff right there, a Mexican standoff.
I think they were both confused because the buzzer went off, and both Nicole Peterson and Quintero just stared at each other. I've never seen anything like that. First and goal, guys. Jasmine Carter. Why not?
Hey, good shit, one. I'm fucking with you today. Good shit.
I tell you what, does anybody have more fun than Michelle Angel and Jasmine Carter?
That's it. They're enjoying the football game, and it shows. This offense is fun to watch. They love playing it, and they're scoring a lot of points.
2nd and goal now, nearing the 2:30 mark. Clock now very much so a factor. Austin retaining its 2 timeouts. Angel gonna let every second click off that clock. Going back to Carter. Carter gets the edge. Touchdown, Seattle.
Jasmine Carter getting to the outside, out sprinting everybody.
Too easy, man. They making it too fucking easy.
Jasmine Carter wanting out of this game, saying this is too easy. And that young lady, Tashay Winfrey, has got to bear the burden of this game. 3 interceptions that has really cost this team.
That is the number that cost Austin tonight. 3 picks by Tashay Winfrey, 0 for Michelle Angel, and look at the score, 39-20.
Winfrey definitely thinking about those 3 interceptions. And as you said it, on the opposite end, Michelle Angel is having the game of her LFL career and a better performance than we've seen anybody at quarterback this season. This will be the extra point attempt. Angel. She has done everything tonight, include playing defense. So that 1-point conversion is good. That makes it a 3-score game.
Not a good sign there for Austin. Looks like one of the Dowdy sisters is down, but Michelle Angel, you're right, having the game of her life. As I always say, big players make big plays in big games, and all night long, Michelle Angel came up with incredible plays.
That is not a good sight. Courtney Dowdy in agony on the ground. And we'll take our 2-minute break as Seattle surges well ahead. Back to LFL football night. If you thought we had a pair of great quarterbacks tonight, next week, Dakota Hughes and the Atlanta Steam travel to the Pacific Northwest to battle this Seattle Mist team. Before we get back to action, let's go down to the field with Heidi.
Guys, I'm getting a report that Brittany Dowdy, we may have feared, has possibly broken her leg. As soon as we find out more, we'll get back to you.
That would be a tremendous blow to that front line of Austin. Let's take another look on the play that she got injured. That is actually Brittany Dowdy colliding with Courtney Dowdy.
You would think that Brittany Dowdy be the one that got hurt because she got leg whipped into. It's almost like the RG3 injury years ago in Washington. His leg whipped into somebody, and he was out for the season.
That was Haloti Nada. As a Redskin fan, the whole franchise changed on that day. Getting back to this game, 1st and 10. Winfrey back to pass. Nothing down the field. Now buying time and yardage. A 13-yard carry. I think Seattle's going to give him that all night.
With less than 2 minutes left, yeah, it's a big game, but it also takes a lot of the clock out of the game. You got to throw the football deep.
That is Tashay Winfrey still looking over that play card. You'd think you'd know the plays that you're going to run here. This is 2-minute offense. Ball at the 22 of Seattle. Shotgun. Crossing pattern complete. That's Leilani Lopez. A 12-yard gain. The clock continues to run here. We are nearing the 1-minute mark.
You really got to question offensive coordinator Mike Oliveira. This is not a great 2-minute offense. You don't do motion in a 2-minute offense. That runs clock.
And you just burned about 15 seconds.
Timeout, Austin, their first time out of the half.
Why not call that timeout 15 seconds ago?
They should have about 35 more seconds on the clock, and they have a quick strike offense, but that's not good coaching right there.
So now guess what you can do? Press her motherfucking ass. Press her little ass. You can press her. You could be right up in her face, just like this now. Bang! See what I'm saying? Everybody, all we got to do is sit back. You sit back. Watch the slants.
She bailed on you still, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, good. I'm going to let you go score a touchdown, all right? Now, watch this. Come on. All right? Because she's coming, we're going to go with number 62, okay? Number 62.
Mike Oliveira trying to let Steph McCormick score a touchdown on this call right here. We'll see if it works.
They're going to have to get to the end zone. They are down 3 scores with 56 seconds remaining. This is Winfrey back to pass, going to McCormick. And McCormick getting in the end zone. A touchdown that Austin desperately needed.
Again, great call by Coach Mike Oliveira. You let the center come out, nobody on her. They haven't shown this play all night long, and Steph McCormick pulls her way in the end zone.
You overheard it in the timeout sequence. Steph McCormick said absolutely everybody's bailing to get after the quarterback and leaving her wide open.
It's a shame they took so much time off the clock. Obviously, they'll try an onside kick after this, but they should have a lot more time.
This is a 2-point attempt, not even close. A lot of pressure on Winfrey, and great coverage on Lopez by Kiera Bryant.
If they can somehow recover an onside kick, they can strike quickly with their offense with Lopez and Bills.
Here's another look at Savannah Wood, just putting the pressure on Tashay Winfrey. Winfrey never having the opportunity to set her feet. And here comes the all-important onside kick by Aubrey Williams.
Coach Eric Bellamy, he has his hands team on the other side of the football, ready to scoop up anything like they're playing shortstop.
And there's the onside kick. That was touched. Austin recovered, but 2 things. It didn't go 10 yards, And it looked like, at least from our vantage, that Austin touched the ball.
The ball did not travel.
It still hit the wall. It never went 10 yards. It never went 10 yards. It never went 10 yards.
First, that kills the play already.
She touched it.
No, not first.
The ruling on the field is first touching by Austin at the 19-yard line. First and 10, Seattle.
It'll be interesting to see if Austin challenges this. I did see a red flag out on the field.
No.
Michael Oliveira still holding on.
She touched it. That means it's live.
You want to challenge that Seattle touched the ball?
She touched it.
Okay. You touched it before you touched it?
Correct. That's what I'm saying. If she touches it, it's live, regardless of the distance.
I don't blame Coach Mike Oliveira for trying this, but it's not going to work.
Austin is challenging the ruling on the field of first touching.
So we're going to get another look at this. At least when we watched it live, that clearly looked like Austin had touched the ball first.
They touched it, and even if they didn't, the ball did not go 10 yards. They clearly touched the football.
That looked like the ball deflected off the foot of C.C. McMillan right here, and it didn't even make it 10 yards.
The ruling on the field is confirmed. Number 16, Austin, touched the ball prior to the ball going 10 yards. It would be first and 10, Seattle from the 16-yard line.
Well, they got that one wrong. It actually touched C.C. McMillan, but they got the call right ultimately.
That's a huge win tonight for Michelle Angel in Seattle. All she has to do now is kneel it out.
Angel taking a knee.
Come on, man. No, she's the end of the fucking game. Number 16 for playoffs. Someone got to take her out now.
Lauren J.
Someone got to take number 16 out for playoffs now, because she want to play dirty.
And now Michelle Angel threatening Lauren J. in a playoff matchup. I'm not sure why Lauren J. came up the A-gap like that.
That's not good football. In fact, that is a cheap shot. The game's over. They're in a victory formation. You don't come up and hit anybody.
Let's see if it happens again. There is some tension down on the field. They've got to take one more snap. Oh, and that is Savannah Wood. Wood going after Lauren J.
Savannah Wood protecting her quarterback. Lauren J. comes flying up again, and Wood absolutely takes her out.
That is retaliation for the earlier blow by Lauren J. I tell you what, if this is the Western Conference Championship preview, these two are going to get after it.
After the play, personal foul on Austin. Also after the play, personal foul on Seattle. Those penalties will offset. The clock will start on my whistle.
Michelle Angel and the Seattle Mist, they gotta love this move by Wood protecting them. This is gonna bring them together even more than they are right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't even take another snap, and that's what Seattle's gonna do. Get out of here. And now, an interesting scenario next week. If Seattle can beat the Atlanta Steam at home, they will advance as the #2 seed in the Western Conference.
With Michelle Angel playing this hot, they have a really good chance of doing that.
Speaking of Michelle Angel, she's down on the field with our own Heidi Golznig.
Guys, I'm here with possible league MVP Michelle Angel. What a win tonight on the road against a playoff team. This team is gutsy.
Yeah, you know, it feels really good. We felt like we were competitive the whole time. We just couldn't finish it out. And defense really stepped up today. Offense kind of kept it at an even keel, but, you know, defense made the plays, picked her off, and that's why we won this game.
Great game tonight, Michelle. I think it's safe to say Seattle is for real. Back to you guys.
We in the playoffs.
They control their own destiny. That game in Seattle against Atlanta, it's going to be a shootout, but I would not be surprised to see Angel come on top again.
That would be 2 mega wins back-to-back here on the road in Austin. Mission accomplished. Now Seattle will turn its attention to the Atlanta Steam next week. Tonight, while Austin had glimpses of hope, Seattle ultimately pulling away with league MVP nominee Michelle Angel in the driver's seat. This Seattle team now controlling its own fate. For my broadcast partners, Bobby Hugo, Heidi Golznig, this is Mitch Mortaza. We will see you next week from Seattle.